Hi, welcome back to my channel, The No Channel. This is Bernadette Johnson. I'm also known as Keziah or Kizzy. And today I'm just coming to you with a very brief message. And it is an urgent message. It may be a brief message, but it's an urgent message. And anyway, this is more to refer you to other videos, maybe video that I have done in the past or videos by some others. But anyway, this is an urgent message for my sisters, black women in particular. But this message is for women as a whole, but this is for black women especially, melanated women especially. And now if you've watched my, follow my channel for any time, there are, several videos where I talk about the violence against black women and the increase of the violence against black women. Well, anyway, this message is going to be on that order, but actually I'm going to take an unexpected turn in this message. Now, of course, it's not right to blame the victim. If an act is committed, a violent act or whatever act is committed against a victim, it's not right to blame the victim. Now, in this message, it may look like I'm sort of kind of blaming the victim. But once you hear me out, and also if you watch the videos that I recommend, you will understand my message and the meaning behind my message. As I said, this is an urgent message for women, especially black women. And I want to say, for this increase in violence against black women, and the disturbing thing about this, violence, unaliving, I can't say the M word, overall has decreased all over the world. But for some reason, it has increased sharply among black women. The number of black women getting unalived, the rate has increased sharply to the point where it's considered a public, check this out, a public health crisis. It's just that bad. But yet, the overall unaliving rate, the overall violence rate has increased all over the world. But why is it increasing so drastically with black women? There is a reason behind this, and let me tell you, it is a spiritual reason behind this. And here is where it looks like I'm going to be blaming the victim. Now, with most of these incidents where black women are unalived, it is at the hands of black men. Now, I know there are a sprinkling of cases where black women have been unalived by white men and maybe other demographics, but for the most part, she's been unalived by black men, whether that's her significant other, husband, boyfriend, fiance, son, father, uncle, whatever. For the most part, it's committed by black men. But let me tell you that yes, like I said, it's spiritual. And one thing that I want to say for as a reason for this uptick in violence against black women, we are not in our right spiritual place. The Most High has called us as women, especially black women, to perform a certain duty. And we're not at that post of duty. And the fault is really not ours. It's due to this patriarchal system that we've been conditioned by, that we've been programmed by. But now that things are starting to shift, now if you watch some of my videos, and maybe some others too, they talk about this changing over into another era, another age. Now, I'm not preaching new ageism here. No, I'm not preaching that. But we are dawning into a new age, into a new era, where the feminine principle is going to play more of a prominent role. And the old order, the old system is putting up a fight because it doesn't want to give place to this new era. And that will explain the increase in violence against Black women, because in this new era, in this new age, for the lack of a better word, the women, especially the Black women, are going to play a key role. And if you watch, any of my videos, you probably heard me say this. And now I'm going to refer you to some of these videos in just a minute. But first thing I want to point you to a particular scripture. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 22. As you will see in the thumbnail, you're wondering why I put backsliding daughter, and then the scripture of O thou backsliding daughter, and there will be a new thing on the earth where a woman shall compass a man. And I know many have been wondering, what in the world does that scripture mean, a woman shall compass a man? Well, I'm telling you, the reason for the violence against Black women can be tied to that scripture, because women, we as women, are not in the right spiritual place. And since we're not in the right spiritual place, we can't protect ourselves and we can't protect our men. And the reason our men are crashing out like this, because they're not under spiritual protection. And then how we say how the women, far as like being physically protected, women may not be under physical protection. Well, it's a case where the man is not under spiritual protection. The man has a role and the woman has a role. But we as women, as I said, due to this patriarchal system, have been taken out of the role that we're to play. And that's why things are the way it is. But now that things are starting to shift, the old order is putting up a fight. And that's why we're seeing the violence against Black women that we're seeing. But in order to get the full, a better understanding of this brief message that I'm bringing in this video, I'm going to refer these videos that, I'm going to refer to the videos so you'll have a better understanding. The first one is the one that I did, I think it was last year, and it's titled The Gender Divide. No, the gender paradigm shift. That's the title of it. The Gender Paradigm Shift. And I want to give you a heads up. In that video, I am going to mention astrology, and I am going to talk about the chakras. And if you watch any of my, other videos, you will see that I'm going to say that astrology is not pagan. Astrology has been used by the pagans. Astrology is just a generic source that can be accessed by both the righteous and the wicked. You may say, oh, well, this such and such and such is named after some pagan idol, some pagan god. That's just something the pagans attach to it. For instance, the moon, that's an object in the sky. The sun, that's a planet just like the moon. And of course, astrology includes the moon, includes the sun, and all of that. Well, you think about it. The pagans have attached their gods to the sun. The pagans have attached their gods to the moon. They have moon gods. They have sun gods. Does that make the sun pagan? Does that make the moon pagan? No. No. So astrology, as I said, astrology is a source, a generic source that can be used by both the righteous and the wicked. Just like how the rain falls on the just and the unjust, the sun shines on the just and the unjust. That's all it is. Chakras, the same thing. Everybody has those energy points in their body. And it's all about how you use them. So when you listen to my message, the gender paradigm shift, don't get turned off when I talk about the zodiac signs, when I talk about the chakras. And there's another video that I actually recommend in the video, the gender paradigm shift. The return of the divine feminine. Is it foretold in Bible prophecy? And of course, that's the video by Matt D. Talford. And then there's a second video that I mentioned in my gender paradigm shift called the Miss Messiah. That's M-I-S-S, Messiah. Yes, you heard right. It's called Miss Messiah, the revealing of the feminine era. Did you hear me talk about like the return of the divine feminine? Well, it ties into that too. And that's by Brother Okwete, Basil Ma. So that's an African name, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing it. And then there's a third video I will like for you to check out. It's titled Who and What is Shamar Elkins? This is a man who unalived 8 children in Louisiana, and 7 of them his, and he also injured his wife and girlfriend. Check that one out, and that one is by Isis Wisdom. Now, don't get turned off by the name. Now, this Isis Wisdom, no, she's not of the same, how can I say it, quote unquote, faith as I am. But like I said, just because someone is not of the same quote unquote faith as you, it doesn't mean that they don't have any kind of a message and bring some insight on matters. And what she give, that video is powerful. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with everything in it, but a lot what she said about the man and woman relation, that really resonated with me. So I would recommend that you check it out, because it can shed much light on the reason on this whole shift and why such violence against black women, why the violence against black women has increased. I mean, her message is deep. So I'm going to post the videos that I recommended under this message. If you're watching me on Facebook, I'm going to post it in the comment section. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm going to pin the videos. And if you're watching me, I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on Instagram, because this video was a little longer than what I want it to be. But if you're watching me on Instagram, provided I post it on Instagram, you can just go to my YouTube channel and then check out the videos that I have pinned under this video. But anyway, that's my message. And once again, sisters, this is an urgent message. Take heed. Please take heed. Don't think that you're safe just not doing anything. Make sure you're doing what the Most High called you to do. Now, if you're doing what the Most High called you to do, then you're good. But don't assume that you're just doing what the Most High called you to do. Make sure that you're walking in accordance with the Most High, and that you're answering the call on your life. Anyway, please check out the videos that I recommended. And until next time, be blessed.